Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings be upon you all. This is Gems of Faith and I am Nihad, and today's topic is on choosing the right friends. And choosing the right friends is very important. Sometimes we think we've got the right crowd and the right people around us, but we don't realise until further down the line when you start changing behaviour and picking up habits that weren't yours in the beginning. Because believe it or not, that is what happens. You start picking up other people's habits, and unfortunately, most of the time it's picking up the wrong things. So your results at school start going down. Your attitude and your behaviour towards your family and your parents are quite disrespectful. Your image changes, all because you feel like you need to fit in with these people, these friends. I just wanted to share a story that I came across about a year or so ago, and it touched my heart and it made me reflect on myself, because I know that we can choose the wrong people, the wrong company, but sometimes yourself is that wrong company for those people. So I wanted to share this story. I know it's somewhere in the Middle East. There was a young lad who had got himself involved in a group of friends for a few years, and he saw where his friends were going, so he decided that he would move away and start looking into Islam a bit more. And he promised himself that he would learn the Quran in Arabic properly as best as he can, and he would move away from the friends. He would go back to doing his salah and become a better son for his parents. He was 18 at the time, I believe. What happened was, mashallah, he kept his promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he became the son that his mother and his father was looking for. He learned how to respect others where that was a big fault in him, and he moved away from these friends. He started reading Quran, but he found that every time he was reading Quran or he was praying, his friends would be in the back of his mind. So he decided one day that he was going to go to his friends and do a bit of dawah with them and bring them closer to Islam, like he had got closer to Allah. But while doing that, and I wish he hadn't done it, and you'll see why, he turned up to his friend's house, and they were all like the old days. They were part of the circle, having a laugh and a joke, and they saw him. And they were like, "Oh, so here comes the Imam. You have time for us," etc., etc. And then he said, "I'm here just to see how you're doing, if you need any help and that." And they started to mock him and bring up his past and made him feel very bad. So when he walked away, it opened a sore wound in his heart and brought in loads of memories. So he went back home and he started to astaghfir and ask Allah, God Almighty, to forgive him. A few days went by, and his friends turned up to his door, and they said, "Listen, we want to go on a road trip and we'd like to take you with us." And he was like, "Why?" And they said, "Because we need someone to keep us out of trouble." And he was like, okay, he thought this is an opportunity, inshallah, to get them closer to Allah. And they were like, "We need someone to teach us how to do travel salah and, to look after us." So he was like, "Okay, that's no problem." And he told his parents, and his parents said, "Just be careful. You know what your friends are like." But the boy still went ahead and done it. So they got on the road trip, and then on the road trip they booked into a hotel. And he thought it was part of the trip, so he went into a hotel, and then subhanallah, this is why friends are important. It can be very dangerous, and you'll see why. What happened was, 5 minutes later, a young lady walked in with a bottle of wine into the same room as this young lad, and his friends were laughing. As you know, it still gives me goosebumps to think about what had happened, subhanallah. The lady didn't leave, the young girl didn't leave until the bottle of wine was finished. So the next morning came, and this young lad's so-called friends were knocking on the door, and the door was left open, so it just opened itself as they knocked. They went in, and they were like, "Wake up, wake up." And he wouldn't respond. It was like, "Wake up, wake up, wake up." They were like, "Come on, wake up, we have to go, come on." And they were laughing, "Look what we've done to you. And you call yourself a good Muslim, and look at the, if you're such a good Muslim, look at all kind of the joke we've done, and you know, you've let it happen. They were trying to wake him up, and when they lifted up the blanket from him, they noticed he was like, he wasn't moving, so they started to scream. And subhanallah, not only did the young lad pass away, but he passed away in one of the worst sins. He was naked and he had passed away, and he had drank wine. So astaghfirullah, you can see that shaitan is there all the time. The friends started crying and screaming, look what's happened, oh my God, you know, but it's too late because the boy's already, he's already dead. So not only did the mother lose her son and the father lose their son, but the boy died in the worst state. And his friends have carried on in life, and I don't know what's happened to them, but they're still alive and he's dead. SubhanAllah, hidayah comes from Allah, not from us. You know, yeah, this is probably the worst things that can happen amongst friends, but it does happen. It does happen. Be careful of your company. If you're not progressing in your deen, in your faith, as a person, as a human, then you have to look at the circle you surround yourself. It has been proven as human beings, we need the companionship of friends. Okay? We need that. It is a need that we have, but only good ones. It doesn't mean that your friends are bad for you only. It could mean that you are bad for your friends. The first thing on the Day of Judgment is that we will be pushing our friends in front of us. You know, we're the first ones to push our friends into Jahannam, the bad ones. So be careful of who you've got around you. If your grades are going down, your attitude, and you're disrespecting your family and your friends, your family and your teachers, look at your circle. Because I know I would not be hanging around with anyone like that. I know what bad friends are. Trust me, I know. And I know what good friends are. And I know if I'm a bad friend, I know that too. If you're only wasting time that's with your friends, then that's not friendship. That is just you passing time. Friendship is important. You've got to be the example first. Don't waste time with those that you don't need to be with. Spend your time with the people that are going to care for your well-being. They respect you. They take you by the hands to encourage you towards doing good, better things, taking you towards your dreams and your hopes. Not with those that are just there to helping you, encouraging you to go down. They sit there and they talk about their family, and that is, to me, like, if someone's going to sit there and make you feel bad about yourself, belittle you, bring up your past, encourage you to do bad things, or watch you doing bad things, and these are people you need to run from. I'm not saying walk, I'm saying run from them. These are not friends. You've got to know what you want, and then you can choose the right friends. If you don't know what you want, then you can't choose the right friends. And this is a conversation, this is a subject that happens amongst people around me in the media, that look what she's done, look what he's done, look what, you know what? As a parent, I take interest in my children's friends. I take interest. Because if I know they're not good, then I'm going to let my daughter or my son know. I'm not just going to go along with it because they've known them for 10 years. That means nothing to me. A number means nothing to me. If I see my daughter's attitude change, then I'm going to look at her and I'm going to look at her friends. If she's wrong, then I'm going to pull her up. But if her friends are wrong, this is not a friendship I want to continue. And the same goes with me. I'm a grown woman and I'm a mother of 3 children. But if my friends, if I see that my attitude is changing, okay, I'm an adult now, and I know that I can, I'm hoping that I can decide for myself what's right and wrong. But sometimes if you are in the wrong company, I, as a woman, as a mother, I could change. I could start disrespecting my parents. Doesn't mean just the youngsters' friends. It's the adults as well. Friendship doesn't mean you spend all your time with the friends, or your after school, after work, or whatever. It's that they're there, yeah, for good times, happy times. Okay, that's fine, but you have family as well. I can never be treated, in my mind, you can't be treating your friends right if you don't treat your parents right. And if you are treating your friends right and you're not treating your parents right, then you have a serious problem. Because we are accountable on our parents. Okay, we are accountable on everyone, but first our parents. Read the Quran, it's in there. So to sort out what's right, what's wrong in friendship, you have to sort out yourself. Who am I? And if you have struggles and issues, and I mean like you've got bad habits, and you can't make friends in that when you've got those. You have to eliminate what is wrong with yourself first. So look at yourself, work on yourself, and try and, again, I'll go back to the list, write the things that you like about you and the things that you don't. And alhamdulillah, if you get a good friend coming your way while you're like that, then you are blessed. But if you haven't, then you're going to have deeper issues. You're going to have problems that you may think are fine, but they're not. Learn from the story, because I did. I learned, when I first read it, I thought, wow, subhanAllah. I need to look after my kids. I need to look after myself. So value yourself, and in that way you'll value others. I hope this helped you as it helped me. And if you want to leave any comments, or you'd like me to talk about any other particular topic, please feel free to jot it down. And assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings be upon you all. I'll speak to you soon, inshallah.